Good morning, Thrifty Adventurers. How is everybody doing? It is Wednesday, April 3rd, and I wanted to do my monthly challenge video. So each month I am trying to delve into a category and go over how many items I sold that month, the numbers, give you some bolos and tips and tricks in that category and of how to sell for those. So February I did blankets, which I think did very well. And now for March, I did stuffed animals. So I am going to go over my numbers, give you some bolos, and then like how to ship them and things like that. So for March, I did 18 sales for a total of $263.62. My cost of goods were $47.45. And my fees were $33.54, so that gave me a profit of $182.63. It wasn't a huge month by any means for the category. Still, I'm not going to cough at almost $200 for just one category. But I didn't really find any new ones to put into my store when I was out thrifting. So most of these were from the stuffed animals that I had already listed. I will show you the screenshots at the end of the videos of the ones that I did sell. There were a few that sold on a Facebook site, Disney site, so I don't have the screenshots of those, but I will go over them. So I had... one of the things that's great about stuffed animals is the cost of goods, because a lot of times you can get them at garage sales super cheap. Even Goodwill has them for 50 cents normally. Savers has up their price on stuffed animals. I don't get too many there, but most of the times the cost of goods on those are cheap. You can even thrift eBay and different sites for stuffed animals, because a lot of times people will sell them cheap. And this was what I did with one of the things. So there was someone on eBay selling Disney parks. They were babies with stuffed animals. Can't think of the exact names, but what it is, it's like a little, let's say Simba lion, and he is wrapped in a little tiny blanket. And it's a cute little plush. They're all babies, and they all have blankets wrapped around them. So she was selling, I think there was 8 or 10 of them, for a total, with shipping, I got them for $25. I knew they'd sell well on a Disney Facebook site, so I got them. I listed them right away on there, and I sold 6 immediately for $10 each. So I was able to take that $25. I made $60 off that Facebook site. I don't have to pay the eBay fees. I only had to pay the little bit of PayPal fees that there is. And I made a quick $40. So I still have a few left, but overall, you want to make sure you're looking at those sites too, because people do sell them fairly inexpensively. So another thing is they're so easy to ship. So for 99% of my stuffed animals, I'm going to put them right into a poly bag. And off they go. They're not going to break. You don't have to worry about anything. The only time you want to put them in a box is if it's got like a battery pack or jointed limbs. And even then, you can just put it right into a box and ship it out. You don't have to worry too much about those. That is a great plus side to selling plush. They can be slow sellers. That could be a downside. It's got to, especially if you're selling a more expensive plush, you definitely have to find that buyer that collects that. Because for the most part, people don't want to spend a lot of money on a used stuffed animal. And then they do take up a lot of storage. I mean, I have 4 big bins of stuffed animals in my house, and they do take up a lot of room, so that you don't want to go crazy with them. You want to make sure you're buying good ones, because they really can overtake the house. And we already have tons of that stuff going on, so we don't need another thing, right? So when you are listing them, you want to make sure you always measure. It's hard to tell in your pictures how big an item is or how small an item is. So you always want to measure stuffed animals, because there can be a collectible one that sells a lot better, that's the 15-inch and not the 5-inch. So you definitely want to get those items measured. Now, what you want to look for, I get that question quite a bit. What do you want to look for? So, to go into the Disney part, because of course I love Disney, right? I have tons of Disney. You don't really want to look for the Fab Five, which is Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Goofy, Pluto, Donald Duck. There is tons of those out there. The only time they do have a Memories Mickey that's limited edition that the Disney Store comes out of from each month, those would be good to pick up. So there are a couple exceptions to the rule, of course, but for the most part, you don't want to pick up the Fab Five. You don't want to, like Anna and Elsa, the really popular movies. They made tons of those. It's not going to do that well for you. So what the two big bolos in Disney is the eels from Little Mermaid, Flotsam and Jetsam. Those will sell for $500 if you can find both of those. And then the hyenas from Lion King, those can easily sell for $200, $300, $400 as well. The Lost Boys from Peter Pan, even if you just find one, obviously the set will bring you more, but those can go for a lot. The Balto Dog, which I'm not exactly sure if Disney, that might be Universal, but I've sold that one even in bad condition for $60 to $100. Nana Dog from Peter Pan, that's another good one to look for. They did just re-release that at the Disney Store, so you want to make sure it's the older one, but that one can be a good one to look out for. I'm trying to think off the top of my head of the other ones. Those are the really big ones that you want to look out for. But just the regular Little Mermaid or Aurora or Cinderella or Tinkerbell, they made a lot of those, so those aren't normally good to pick up. You want to get the characters that aren't so popular, and those will do very well for you. Pete, the villain from just Mickey Mouse, I've never found one, though that one can be a good character to look out for. Those are good ones. Then you want to find the ugly and unique. Just go to the store and find that unique animal or the ugly ones, and those can do well for you. Folk Manus, that is a brand of one that is plush puppets. That is a good one to look out for. I do well with those. There are a couple Webkins. I would go to eBay and search Webkins and then just sort it from sold's highest to lowest, and there are some really good ones there for you to look out for. I believe Juan found a Kermit the Frog puppet, that one, plush puppet, that one can sell for, I think he was telling me it was like $80 to $100, so always look out for the puppets. Those can do well. What else do you want to look for? Those are the hidden Mickeys. The hidden Mickey, there's Pre-Duffy and Duffy. I'm sure you've heard a lot about them. If not, do a Google search and you can see what everybody's talking about. If it says Duffy on the tag, that is not a pre-Duffy. That is post-Duffy. They are not worth as much. You want to find the one that does not have Duffy on its tag. Disney parks are better than Disney Store. They will have the castle on it. It'll say like Walt Disney World, and those can do better. But still be careful. Even with the Fab Five, they won't go for as much. But those can do better for you. Scooby-Doo. I have a Scooby-Doo plush in there. The giant one, that one sold for $40. Some Scooby-Doo plush can do well. Barney plush can do well for you. Old, like ones that have like the blanket attached, it's like the head with the blanket attached, those can also do well. A lot of kids use those as their blankets and then they get really attached and they can't be without it. And so people will buy replacements in case it gets lost somewhere. Those can do well for you. So if you ever have a question of what to look for, what you want to do is go to eBay, type in Disney plush, and then go to your solds and sort from highest to lowest. And that way you can get an idea of which ones sell for a high dollar amount, because there are a lot you want to look for. Obviously, Stife and some other vintage jointed bears can do well. That is a really big seller as well. But those are the main bolos that I can think of, or at least that I look for when I'm out. I search a lot for the Disney ones, but like I said, the rarer ones. So those are what you want to really look for. But if you have any other questions on what to look for, please let me know. If you have a bolo that I don't know about, comment on the video and let me know. For the month of April, I'm going to be doing pajamas and women's sleepwear. So we'll see what I can find there. Hopefully it'll be a good month for that. And I will see you in May with the results of that. So hope you have a great day. Go out and find some good plush, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.